Hello, my name is Chuck O'Neill, and I'm the Deputy Executive Director with the Kentucky Board of Emergency Medical Services. This presentation will be a short update on the EMS impact of the medical orders for scope of treatment, or the MOST form. As our office has fielded several questions regarding the passage of Senate Bill 77 in 2015, which included provisions for EMS acceptance of a new standardized form, the Kentucky Board of EMS found it necessary to communicate with field providers in Kentucky on where we are in the implementation process of the MOST form in Kentucky. Please note that this information is correct as of January the 11th, 2016, and will be updated as further information is made available. Many of the questions that are received at the office of the board are related to what the new form is, should providers currently accept it if found, and what the form looks like. To begin, the definition of the form as stated in KRS 311.621 is noted here. In short, the MOST form is a standardized form that is developed by the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure in consultation with many healthcare entities, including the Kentucky Board of Emergency Medical Services. The form states what a patient's medical wishes are and assists in guiding medical providers in providing a level of care that is consistent with the patient's wishes. You may be asking, does the MOST form replace the Kentucky EMS Do Not Resuscitate order? The answer is no. As approved by regulation, the MOST form may be recognized by EMS providers, but it does not replace the Kentucky EMS DNR. Under the new law, EMS providers can accept either the KBML-approved MOST form or the conventional Kentucky EMS DNR that is in place today. As you can see here, as part of the MOST legislation, KRS 311.623 has been amended. This was the previous statute that provided for EMS utilization of the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure-approved Kentucky EMS DNR. It has now been amended to include EMS use of the medical orders for scope of treatment form. It should be noted that various MOST forms may be in circulation in Kentucky today. However, this statute explicitly states that EMS providers can only honor the MOST form approved by the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure pursuant to KRS 311.6225. This newly approved form is now available on the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure website and is included later in this presentation. The medical orders for scope of treatment form that is approved for use in Kentucky by the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure is located on the KBML website and is identical to the form noted here. In 2015, the KBML drafted 201 KAR 9470, which sets the standards for the Kentucky MOST form. In an advisory opinion published by the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure on September the 17th of 2015, the KBML states that it is the acceptable and prevailing medical practice that the MOST form be a single, double-sided form and be printed on pink paper. The Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure states in their September 2015 advisory opinion that the original MOST form shall be kept in the patient's chart at the treating medical facility. In consultation with stakeholders involved in the MOST legislation, it is also intended that this original form be provided to EMS upon request. Please make every professional effort to ensure that the patient's Kentucky EMS DNR and/or MOST forms are returned to the facility with the patient during inter-facility transfers. The MOST form may be revoked by the patient, the surrogate, or the responsible party, and it is acceptable and prevailing medical practice for the provider to not interfere with the patient's right to do so. It is our hope that this short update will clear up many of the questions you may have at this time regarding implementation of the Kentucky Medical Orders for Scope of Treatment form, and how that form currently affects EMS providers, and how it will potentially affect their care of our citizens in the future. We encourage EMS agencies and providers to access the MOST form on the KBML website at kbml.ky.gov for the most current copy of the approved MOST form. Should you have any questions regarding MOST or any other questions or concerns, please feel free to contact the Kentucky Board of Emergency Medical Services at any time. We are here to be a resource to the EMS community and the communities you serve, and will be more than happy to assist you in any way possible.